Grove Street is king. Say it with me, niggas. Grove Street is king.
Grove Street is king.
Vice City is a beautiful town, no? A real special place, filled with hopes and dreams, and beautiful and hot women, and men like me. Well, not many men like me, but it is a jungle out there, a bit like Africa. The next track is all about Africa. Toto, take it away. I love you, mi amor.
Once players had got their fill of South Beach and Grand Theft Auto Vice City, their attention drifted to the next unannounced chapter in the GTA saga. All roads pointed to San Andreas, GTA 1's tribute to San Francisco. When the first screenshots rolled out, it showed a predominant focus on 1990s Los Angeles. Rockstar soon announced it had conditioned renderware to accommodate 3 cities, instead of just 1. The first trailer appeared in August of 2004, just 2 months before the game hit stores.
Cold, dog. Like it says in the book, we are blessed and cursed. Same things make us laugh, make us cry.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was released on October 26, 2004. Where the title, based on the 810-mile Continental Transform Fault, stood for San Francisco in GTA 1, here it represented most of the state of California. San Francisco became San Fierro and joined Las Venturas, a glitzy clone of Las Vegas, and Los Santos, Rockstar's version of Los Angeles. The map covered a staggering 13.9 square miles, the largest free-roaming environment for the franchise to that point.
Here we go again.
I'm incredible, I'm amazing. Think about what you're missing, girl.
The protagonist in San Andreas was Carl Johnson, voiced by Young Melee, aka Chris Bellard, a rapper from Los Angeles.
Thanks, man. Nah. Say what you really mean.
He was joined by fellow West Coast hip-hop stars MC8,
Fucking Grove Street, you damn?
and Ice-T.
My mansion ain't big enough. Only got 19 bedrooms, you heard?
The cast also featured the late Chris Penn.
I wonder how your brother's sleeping. Curled up next to his shower daddy while you lived comfortably on the outside.
David Cross.
It's a fight to the death! Come hither!
Faison Love.
Put Grove Street on the map for good. For life.
Charlie Murphy.
What you think? What you and Mike think? I'm just a pretty face to y'all?
Peter Fonda.
Panic paves the way to bad karma.
James Woods.
I know what kind of guy you are. I need a guy like you.
And Samuel L. Jackson.
Intimidate those who intimidate others, Carl. It's my job.
Kent Paul and Ken Rosenberg made appearances, having aged 5 years since Vice City, and Maria and Salvatore crossed Carl's path while falling in love 9 years before GTA 3. Even the silent Claude Speed resurfaced after Carl did a few missions for Catalina.
Are you jealous? Are you going to fight for me?
Instead of being pulled into the underworld by the Italian or Japanese mafia, San Andreas told the story of the Grove Street family's gang. When his mother was killed in a drive-by shooting, Carl returned home after living in Liberty City for 5 years, and ended up rejoining his old gang and reconciling with his brother Sean, aka Sweet. Hostilities flared between Carl and the local law enforcement, personified by corrupt officers Tenpenny and Pulaski, and Carl was forced to leave town with his sister Kendall and her boyfriend Caesar after Sweet was put in jail.
Look, Carl, this place is gonna get on its feet, and when it does, we are gonna have money. If you wanna make something of yourself, you gotta let your money work for you.
After tragically having to kill fellow Grove brothers Ryder and Big Smoke, Carl headed to the hills of San Fierro and eventually the dangerous desert of Las Venturas. In his journey from rags to riches, Carl befriended a cosmic hippie called The Truth, undercover agent Mike Torino, triad gangster Woozy Moo, rapper and clothing line creator Mad Dog, electronic expert Zero, and super pimp Jizzy B. Carl unfortunately had to take Jizzy out along with drug peddler T-Bone Mendez. The story jumped all over the place, but was inspired primarily from Boys in the Hood, Menace II Society, and other ghetto gang dramas from the 1990s.
Hey, Pop!
Now wait a minute!
Oh, jump your hip happy hop ass over here and get some. Oh, the Funkapus. Ooh, do what you gotta do.
California knows how to party. California knows how to party.
Come on, fool! San Andreas came with an epic amount of new features. Some of these were experiments that never returned, and others stayed in the series permanently. The most expansive update was a list of statistics Carl gradually improved as he went through the game: fat, muscle, respect, sex appeal, stamina, and lung capacity. Carl needed food from restaurants to gain fat, and fat to gain muscle at the local gym. Respect indicated how many gang members Carl was able to team up with. Anyone in a green shirt followed Carl around and defended any car he drove. Sex appeal opened up relationship possibilities, and Carl took select females out on a date at a location of his choosing. Stamina increased the time Carl could exert himself before getting winded, and lung capacity measured how much Carl could hold his breath now that players didn't go belly up whenever they jumped in the water. Carl sped up his progress by taking regular trips to the gym to lift weights or learn combat maneuvers. Various schools also increased his proficiency in operating bikes, boats, cars, and planes. The more Carl pulled the trigger, the more his lock-on range, accuracy, rate of fire, and strafe speed increased. And the new smart aim system grabbed bad guys out of crowds of innocent pedestrians and indicated how much health each target had left. When Carl maxed out his weapon skills, he was able to dual-wield a pistol, Uzi, shotgun, or Tech-9.
It's not often you heard a Who track with Townsend on the vocals, but when he stepped up, you knew he was going to blow you away. The greatest band to come out of West London, no questions asked, no quarter given. Turn it up, people.
New boats, cars, and helicopters were added to mark the new decade, along with surprisingly versatile bicycles, a military helicopter called the Hunter, various planes including the Hydra fighter jet, and a parachute. Cars were modded at one of 3 garages, each specializing in certain types of vehicles. They provided custom paint jobs, nitrous, hydraulics, and other upgrades. Players were even more nimble on 2 feet as Carl hopped over fences or walls that used to stop Claude or Tommy in their tracks. GTA 3 and Vice City both had loading zones in between the major areas, but San Andreas only required loading when entering a building. To facilitate the Grove Street family's return to power, the map divided districts of Los Santos into areas the gang took over and defended. Once enough rival gang members got iced in a specific zone, an army of street soldiers came running. Once Carl survived several waves of this, the territory was his until the gang returned sometime in the future to try to take it back.
Keep it going, like a binge or something. Or Radio X. The alternative.
Close it, DJ, close this!
Vice City added the option of swapping out Tommy's outfits, but Carl had a whole wardrobe he could rearrange from any of his safe houses in any of the 3 cities. Different clothing brands offered different styles, and the player could match or mismatch shoes, pants, shirts, watches, necklaces, glasses, and hats. Hitting the gym tightened up Carl's physique, and visiting the barbershop changed his hairstyle. Carl also unlocked special all-in-one outfits, usually pertaining to a specific service job like a cop or valet. If all this wasn't enough, several tiers of missions were added on top of the customary vigilante, taxi, or paramedic challenges. Players tried their hand at pimping, robbed houses utilizing new stealth combat weapons and mechanics, completed courier jobs, defended freight trains, and worked for the local quarry. Minigame diversions included basketball, pool, dancing, hydraulic competitions, and parodies of classic arcade games.
Now he's a real hero out there.
Say.
Hey, it's the Mac Daddy grooving you once again. It's Johnny Love, the giant, y'all.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was the best-selling game for the PlayStation 2. To date, it sold over 26 million copies. It earned a perfect score from the official PlayStation magazine and generally swept awards across the board. Like its predecessors, it gained new life on the Xbox and PC the following year. It served as a riotous conclusion to the excitement generated from GTA 3 and Vice City, and completed one of the most successful video game trilogies of all time.
Life is a transitory set of signifiers, and the dialectic will come out, as my mama used to say when Daddy got drunk and horny with the pigs.
San Andreas, as we've demonstrated, was insanely huge for its time. Streets and alleys now turned into mountains and forests. Getting from one side of it to the other was no small task. With so much ground to cover, numerous myths started to pop up about what was or was not waiting to be discovered off the beaten path. Players claimed they saw the Loch Ness Monster in Fisher's Lagoon, Bigfoot roaming around the woodlands of Flint County, UFOs circling over Area 69, sharks passing through coastal waters, serial killers hunting along mountain trails, and traces of the game's Epsilon cult in various buildings. One myth that turned out to be true was the inclusion of a minigame that allowed Carl to go all the way with his numerous girlfriends. The mode's framework was still left in the game at launch, and a clever mod called Hot Coffee eventually exposed it. Jack Thompson managed to get the game removed from store shelves across the US and re-rated as AO, or Adults Only. The rating went back and forth in the months to follow. Parents were also outraged over the game's excessive use of swearing, even for a GTA game. The F-word was dropped in San Andreas over 360 times.
Like it's any business of yours.
Fuck you, sweet.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Before San Andreas hit stores, Rockstar released a bonus DVD with the official soundtrack that featured a 21-minute short film called The Introduction. It highlighted the events that took place right before the game, including the phone call about Carl's mother that started it all. The short teased players about what the game would be like, but it also demonstrated how versatile the game's engine was for cinematic scenes. With the sandbox nature of Grand Theft Auto allowing for nearly endless action-packed possibilities, the franchise became one of the leading tools for aspiring interactive filmmakers, as user-generated content began to flood the web. Players either perfected their skills to bring stunt videos to a new level, or altered the game's code to add new character and vehicle skins to make any rumored oddity a reality. People are still modding San Andreas today.
Hey, look here, baby. Don't talk so much. You might get something in your mouth.
Cheer the fuck up. You're going soft on me, man.
Remember, I'll be watching you.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is still the biggest GTA game ever made when it comes to basic geography, and some argue it's also the best. Its longevity can be attributed to the limitless opportunities provided by its gameplay and the fact that it was the most advanced game in the series for a solid 4 years. Would the next generation of consoles take us to new cities? Or rewrite the past? In Part 4 of our Grand Theft Auto Retrospective, we get our hands on the 4 portable installments. The Game Boy Advance gets its own set of top-down missions, the Nintendo DS gives the series its only Asian main character, and players book another visit to Liberty and Vice City on the PSP.
You're never driving again. I had it with you, man. You put me off.